Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game. To Del Fuentes.
Oh, wow.
Ilagan takes the shot and knocks it down. Maloria is open. 3-pointer.
Goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis.
Caballero has time.
Just posterized by Scott.
Two teams face off today in Bataan, and it's very fitting that it's National Heroes Day. We remember the Death March here in Bataan, and a lot of the unsung heroes were part of that event, a momentous event here in the Philippines. Pero ngayon, nandito tayo sa Kamalig in Orion Sports Complex. We have the second game of our triple header featuring Alex Cabagnot, Basilan's top scorer and assist leader, going up against the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys, who are pretty much in a similar position because of their Spitfire point guard, J.R. Oligario, who has emerged again para dito sa Cowboys. It's our second game dito sa Liga ng bawat Pilipino. These two teams fighting for a spot in the postseason. It's the Basilan Star Horse going up against the Ilagan Isabela 5-star Cowboys. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan with Javi Palanya. Javi, maraming pagkakatulad no itong dalawang kupunan na ito, their situations and their games. How do you see this matchup playing out?
Well, this is going to be a game that I'm sure will be a fast-paced one. You know, both teams like to play it quick, especially Basilan. We have talked about it many times na when Basilan is able to move that ball in a quick and fast-paced manner, they are at their best. While Ilagan, alam naman natin yung sistema ni Coach Louie. Ito rin yung gusto niya para sa kanyang team, and both teams put a heavy premium on the defensive end. So expect this to be a fast-paced game, but also expect some low-scoring events sa laro na to.
And you're watching us live on the official MPBL YouTube channel and also live right now on pusop.com and on Solar Sports. And now let's bring in Miss Lyra Punsalan. Lyra, umpira sa nangyari no, nung first game. Itong second game natin, matindi yung pinaglalabanan ng dalawang kupunan na ito.
Ken and Javi, clash of number 8s tonight as Ilagan and Basilan go head-to-head in such a crucial matchup. Coach Luis Gonzalez of Ilagan said that although they're a young squad, he's very proud of his boys for embracing the culture that he's trying to build. Yung mindset na hindi sumusuko at palaging gustong mag-improve. Kaya ang bili niya, consistency and staying locked in all 40 minutes of the game. On the other side, Coach Rich Alvarez of Basilan echoed the same thing, saying that consistency is also their weapon. But with a twist, gagamitin daw nila ang mix of veterans nila to try to outrun the younger teams. This one's looking out to be a battle of youth and experience, parehong hungry at parehong may kailangan pa rin patunayan. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lara. We could also argue that consistency is always been a question for them. Despite their stacked lineups, makikita natin sa ating team standings here. First, in the North Division, makikita natin Ilagan Isabela is perched at the 8th spot. And a win here, Javi, will seal their place at least in the play-in for the 7th spot.
Yeah, and a win here would bring them 2 wins away from the Pasay Voyagers and the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Although mas marami nga yung talo nila sa parehong kupunan that I just mentioned, still very important that Ilagan gets to stack up victories heading into the last stretch of the season, and that will also pull them to a more upward position compared to the Pasig City squad at number 9.
Sa South Division naman, mas malapit no yung Basilan in terms of number of games behind for that 6th spot. Mindoro is 13 and 10, Basilan 12 and 11.
Yeah, this could shake up the team standings in the South if Basilan gets a victory here today. A loss will pull them closer to Muntinlupa, which has really experienced some huge losses in the past few games. In fact, they have one of the longest losing streaks right now in the Southern Division. So for Basilan, they're now experiencing back-to-back victories sa kanilang huling dalawang laro. They would want to get one more here against the Cowboys.
And well, for Basilan, we've talked about their depth, but Alex Cabagnot, we've seen him miss a few games here and there. But every time that he plays a lot of minutes, a lot of fire still at age 42. And here, produce a double-double performance against Sarangani.
He is in great shape. as of late, itong si Alex Cabagnot, the crunch man, really churning up some huge numbers for the Basilan Star Horse sa kanilang mga huling laro, and I expect him to play these last games of the Star Horse as they continue to make their push. Nakita mo naman yung kanyang mga numero. He continues to be that same type of Alex Cabagnot that we have been seeing in the past few years. He has not slowed down one bit.
But a challenging opponent awaits on the other side. JR Olegario para naman sa Cowboys, Javi. Bago pumasok yung mga acquisitions nila, maganda yung pinakita niya. Merong stretch of games na hindi siya bahagi ng rotation ni Coach Louie, but he has come back in the last couple, and boy, alam naman natin, basta pinasok yan, quality minutes para kay Coach Louie.
Well, the reigning homegrown player of the year obviously had his difficulties. Coach Louie acknowledges that his system is not very easy to understand, and I'm sure that has been one of the factors as to why JR Olegario has been in and out of the rotation of the Cowboys noong simula ng ating season. But recently, especially in that game against Muntinlupa, going past his season averages of 9.1 points per game and scoring 17 points in that game against the Cagers, he has really been a big boost, especially off the bench for the Cowboys, and they're hoping that he could be that kind of player once again tonight against the Basilan Star Horse.
And well, we mentioned the acquisitions for Ilagan Isabela. AJ Miranda, good as advertised. He's now the second leading scorer for Ilagan Isabela. And apart from him, this guy, Mark Dyke, he has been such a revelation ever since nagtungo tayo sa buwan ng Hunyo. He has really turned the corner para dito sa Cowboys.
AJ Miranda, I mentioned already many times during the course of this season, players who actually come back to the MPBL from the PBR are definitely much more improved. AJ Miranda is definitely one of those cases. He has been much more mature, and he is one of the players na alam talaga ang sistema ni Coach Louie, along with Mark Dyke na matagal na rin naging player ni Coach Louie Gonzalez in the past.
Alright, it's Basilan kontra Ilagan Isabela in our second game. Punta na natin si Richard Campos for the starting lineups.
Also at forward number 11, Gav Dagangon. At guard number 19, the poker, Eman Calo. The head coach, Rich Alvarez. Assistant coaches, Carmelo Navarro, Rob Labagala, Arnel Siap, Chinito Caro, and Dan Rose. Team manager, Bernard Young. And here's for Ilagan Isabela, 5-star Cowboys. At forward number 42, Dennis Santos. Guard number 2, Sean Bautista. Shooting guard number 4, Ajem Miranda. At forward number 19, Art De La Cruz. Playing center number 15, Alan the Barbarian Santos. Their head coach, Louie Gonzalez. Assistant coaches, Mixon Ramos, Eric De La Cuesta, Ans Robles, Alex Calweng, and Ethel Tacorda. Team consultant, Glenn Capaccio. Team managers, Vice Mayor Jay Diaz. Board member, E.J. Diaz and Joji Fournier. Team governors, Ricky Lagi and Joey
Starting
Fournier.
5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Basilan starts off with the backcourt of Eman Calo, Raymar Caduyak. Up front, Lester Reyes, Sherwin Concepcion, and Gab Dagangon. For Ilagan Isabela, Sean Bautista making its second consecutive start, along with AJ Miranda, Alan Santos, Dennis Santos, and the returning Art De La Cruz, who missed their last game against Muntinlupa. Our referees for this ball game is Jackson Mabando, EJ Carase, and Ron Baluyot. Fourth referee is Zen Manansala. Ilagan Isabela wins the tip. A big lineup for Coach Louie here up front. The two Santoses with Art De La Cruz. Miranda playing that two-guard spot. Sean Bautista is the one who fires, and he won't score. Eman Calo getting a start for Basilan, as well as Raymar Caduyak at the post. Gab Dagangon, too strong. Lester Reyes, a surprise starter para kay Coach Rich Alvarez. Ball will stay with Basilan. 40 seconds in. Basilan is undefeated here in Kamalig. They had that big win over Caloocan and just the past week, won over Sarangani. Art de la Cruz kicks it out to Alan Santos. Miranda sa loob. Art de la Cruz quickly scores for the Cowboys.
The 4 position will be a very interesting spot to watch out for in this game. Art de la Cruz, he is going to go up against a very experienced big man at that position. You have Arvin Santos coming off the bench, and then right now he's facing itong si Gab Dagangon and Lester Reyes at that spot. So interesting how this matchup will pan out as the game progresses here for both teams.
And as expected, they go down low to Art de la Cruz, hoping to exploit their size advantage here. Lester Reyes, Eman Calo, drives baseline. Calo got stripped. Miranda, transition opportunity. Miranda off the glass and in.
Despite the physicality being shown there by Kaduyak, AJ Miranda not buckling and was still able to find a way, calming himself into that spin for the basket.
Gab Dagangon. Someone was parked too long in the shaded area.
And Sean Bautista providing that help underneath for that turnover to be forced.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop Personal Karaoke Speaker. Everyday karaoke.
That's a tough angle to work with para kay AJ Miranda, but still gets it off the glass.
Dennis Santos with 8 on their shot clock. Bautista to De La Cruz at the elbow. Can't get it to go. Dennis Santos inside, and the size certainly a factor early on para sa Ilagan Isabela.
Let's see how long Coach Rich Alvarez will keep Sherwin Concepcion playing at that 4 spot alongside Gab Dagangon. They're interchanging dun sa ilalim, trying to guard Art de la Cruz, as we see that 3-pointer by Eman Calo finally getting Basilan on the board here in this game.
De La Cruz to Alan. Dennis. Pinapatayan ni Gab Dagangon. Bautista now. 9 on their shot clock. Alan Santos. Great cut by Miranda. And it goes in for Ajem. Gab Dagangon pretty much out of position. Joshua Ramirez and Ryan Arenal in street clothes for Ilagan Isabela. But how about this play from the Cowboys?
Executed right to a T there by the Cowboys. Nice backdoor feed by Alan Santos, but the cut right on the money as well galing kay AJ Miranda. That is what you call chemistry at its finest.
Jervy Cruz will replace Lester Reyes. So still a small lineup for Basilan. 9-3. The Star Horse trail by 6. Raymar Kaduyak gives it up to Eman Calo. Long 3-point shot by Calo. Off the mark. Gab Dagangon, such an underrated rebounder for his position, Javi.
You're actually right. I certainly agree with you. He has a good nose for the basketball. And many people have been seeing the uptick in his numbers offensively this season. He has increased playing time. And it's not just the points that have been the reason why. It's also because of moments like that. Gab Dagangon has been a big impact for Coach Rich Alvarez and the Basilan Star Horse this season.
3 minutes in, an early challenge from Coach Louie Gonzalez. Does not agree with that last foul call. And we'll be back for the result.
Ilagan Isabella's challenge was successful. There was no foul.
It's a successful challenge. by the Cowboys.
Turned out to be a play without any contact from the defense there. So good call from the coaching staff of the Cowboys, who are very highly capable of aiding Coach Louie in those kinds of situations.
Shot clock winding down on Ilagan Isabela. Pull-up jumper by AJ Miranda won't go. Calo is on the move. Eman Calo can't get it to go. The pass to Dennis Santos. Pivots inside, lays it in.
You know, he may be one of the more read-thin players in this league. Pero I have to tell you, ang tigas ng katawan niya ni Dennis Santos.
Oo. Duty foul given up by Jervy Cruz. Very lanky and wiry, no, yung frame nito ni Dennis Santos. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Could have gone the easier route and give it up to AJ Miranda, but he decided that that play was going to be for himself. It turned out to be a good decision still for Dennis Santos.
Gab Gomez returns after a one-game absence. Santos, ball poked loose by Gab Dagangon. He is ahead, but too strong on the layup. Clearly bothered by the length of Dennis Santos.
Really very tough when you try to pay attention to the defense running behind you. You know, there are two schools of thought on that kind of opportunity to score. Most coaches will tell you, diretsuhin mo na lang. Just try to outrun your defense instead of trying to keep it on your backside. Just like what Gab Dagangon did.
Now he fires immediately and drills in that three-pointer.
Pero kung gano'n na naman yung magiging bawi mo, I don't mind it.
Yeah. Lead down to 3, 11-8. Alan Santos. Entry pass to De La Cruz. Off the glass and in.
You get him to that spot in the middle where he could go to his left shoulder right away. Art De La Cruz is close to sure in those hook shots.
Arwin Santos is now in for Basilan. Eman Calo to Jervy Cruz. Fadeaway jumper by Jervy won't work. Art De La Cruz. Little bit too much dribbling, but they were able to escape the defense. Numbers here for Ilagan Isabela. Mintes yung tira galing sa labas.
Oh, that's off Arwin Santos.
Great activity shown there by the Cowboys.
This length of Ilagan still clearly being a problem, even with the presence of Arwin Santos inside now for Basilan.
But AJ Miranda with a careless pass. Kaduyak, pinagpaglang yung depensa ni Dennis Santos.
First basket of the game for Raymar Kaduyak. Costly turnover by AJ Miranda. This lead is down to a single possession.
Alan Santos sa bandang itaas. Pinasa muna kay Dennis. Gab Gomez. Titira sa 3. Malakas. Rebound nakuha ni Jervy Cruz. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the first period. Eman Calo. Nalibre sa 3. Off to the left. Art De La Cruz collecting rebounds once more. And he got fouled as he was on the move.
Yeah, that's always been the calling card of Art De La Cruz ever since we saw him come to the scene with San Beda. He has always been a multifaceted player, great all-around guy. Yan ang isa sa mga naging unang target ni Coach Louie when he was appointed as head coach of the Cowboys. He really wanted Art De La Cruz to be one of the leaders of this squad.
And he has really flourished under Coach Louie's system. Ito si Art De La Cruz as well as this guy, Mark Dyke. He's now checked in. Dondon Gumaru. Kick out pass, Mark Dyke. That improved shooting from the outside has been such a key weapon para dito sa Ilagan Isabela.
I feel like Coach Louie bringing in Mark Dyke to this Cowboys team just means that gusto niya pa talaga bigyan ng oportunidad dito si Dyke na magkaroon ng tsansa na maipakita yung kanyang galing, because I feel like when they were with LaSalle back in college, Dyke wasn't really much of a performer during that time. And that's why now him being with the Cowboys here in the MPBL, showcasing this kind of performance has been really very much of a defining factor for Coach Louie here this season.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Getting that one over Arwin Santos, Mark Dyke. 4-point lead. Jimboy Pasturan is now in the ball game, as well as Enzo Hoso. Nagbabalik din para sa Basilan si Gab Tagangon. Interesting rotation from Coach Rich. Wala pa si Alex Cabagnot. TH Tumalip to J-Boy Solis inside. That pass broken up. Jimboy to Enzo Hoson. Puts it on the deck. Arwin Santos. They will reset their offense. Gab Dagangon. Balik kay Arwin. For free. Not even close. And ahead, J-Boy letting Arwin Santos fly by, and he gives up that foul.
At least Santos was still able to give J-Boy Solis a tough time in making a possible 3-point play opportunity. Yan naman ang ayaw mo mangyari. You already know you got beat by the defense. The least that you could do is prevent a 3-point play opportunity from happening.
First free throw good from J-Boy Solis. Basilan down by 7. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. 2 for 2 at the line. Ryan Arenal. 18-12. Enzo Hoson against Dondon Gumaru. Hoson in the paint. The pass outside to Jervy Cruz. Turnover again against Basilan. But that pass intended to Mark Dyke, a little bit too strong for him to handle.
Now those turnovers have been a problem for the Star Horse their past few games. Good thing they've been able to respond with victories the last couple of games. But again, that's something that they need to continually address if they want to put up their level of game.
Dagangon
That was blocked.
by TH Lumalip. Yeah, it was blocked. Shot clock at 9 seconds. Inbound from the baseline. Catch and shoot from Jervy Cruz. It will roll out. And the rebound ends up with J-Boy Solis. TH Tumalip. Titira sa tres. Yes! TH gives Ilagan Isabela their biggest lead at 9 points. Shooting better from the field are the Cowboys compared to the Star Horse. Entry pass broken up by Mark Dyke. Tumalip on the run. Gives it up to Mark Dyke. 3, no. Gab Dagangon snags down another board. Dagangon inside, flips it up. Wala pa din. Mark Dyke the rebound.
Ang maganda lang ginagawa dito ng Ilagan, even though they've put up a lot of shots and they've been able to make a lot of them as well. Everything, almost everything has been within the flow of the offense.
Pasturan will give it up to Enzo Hoson. Skip pass. Gab Dagangon sets his feet. Fires. Tatalbog palabas yan. About a 3-second differential between shot and game clock. The Cowboys an opportunity to end the quarter up by double figures. Tumalip to Mark Dyke, who has really been aggressive coming off the bench. Tumalip, that one will roll out. Santos to Hoson. A second remaining. Enzo Hoson will not get it to go. And that does it here in the first quarter. Basilan having to fend off itong Ilagan Isabela. And the turnovers have been really detrimental to the cause of the Star Horse.
Well, actually, both teams, pareho ang numero ng turnovers nila in that first quarter. The difference is the way that Ilagan has pushed the basketball and has been able to move that rock around each other, side to side in the half court, and then during the fast break situations, they've been able to recognize the guy in front of them. Kaya mas mabilis yung naging ikot ng bola dito, mas mabilis ang oportunidad na makascore. Hence, the margin of the score here at the end of the first quarter.
El Granada, Gary ng red, with Coach Mactan, former coach of Basilan, and assistant coach Frederick Francisco, Coach F. Bataan mamaya, kalaban na ang Paranaque. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Ilagan holding off Muntinlupa. This was actually a pretty dominant victory because Muntinlupa, yung last stretch of points nang galing sa kanila, but pretty much nung third quarter naging 20 na yung lamang nitong Ilagan Isabela.
Muntinlupa only managed to score a total of 20 points in the second half, while Ilagan scored 26 and 18 in the third and fourth quarters respectively. Muntinlupa only scored 6 points in the fourth quarter, and that was an absolute showcase of defensive dominance for the Cowboys in that second half after trailing in the first quarter by 5 points.
Mark Dyke follows up his own miss, and Ilagan Isabela is ahead by 11, 23-12.
Ang maganda dito sa Ilagan, these are one of the few teams in the league who actually use their defense to fuel their offense, because ang daming mga teams dito sa ating liga, pag di sila nakakashoot, you see them back on defense and the body language is not so nice to see.
Jervy Cruz with a jumper. 23-14 is the score. Mark Dyke gives it up to J-Boy Solis. Loves that spot, and that's exactly why.
Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang magandang flow ng offense dito ng Isabela Cowboys. They really have been doing a good job of moving that rock, while the defense of Basilan has found it difficult to actually stay in front. Yung bilis ng pagpasa ng bola ng mga nakaberde dito sa laro na to, talagang nahihirapan yung Basilan na makasunod. That's a travel.
Jimboy spins and makes that turnaround jumper. Basilan down by 9. Mark Dyke, Don Gumaru, TH Tumalip, J-Boy Solis, and Gab Gomez, the unit for Coach Louie Gonzalez. Later, Art De La Cruz will check in at the next whistle. Mark Dyke lost it. Cabagnot on the run. Alex, no numbers, but he decides to attack and pull up. That shot will roll out. Quickly on the other side, Gumaru the spin, but the layup won't work. Enzo Hoson will slow things down for Basilan. Joined by Jervy Cruz, Jimboy Pasturan, Lester Reyes, and Alex Cabagnot. Oh, Enzo Hoson traveled.
Para napaganda pa yung flop doon ni Don Gumaru, because that got Enzo Hoson a little bit off balance and taking that extra step.
Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Another turnover against Basilan. AJ Miranda, Alan Santos, Art De La Cruz return for the Cowboys, protecting this 9-point lead. Gab Gomez, what a pass, and also great use of the cut by Art De La Cruz.
Those cross screens have been a huge problem so far here in the first two quarters para sa Basilan. You see when the guy goes to set a back screen for the guy on the elbow, which usually involves both big man in Art de la Cruz and Alan Santos, dyan nahihirapan makasunod because Art, that last play, he curled off of that screen when his defender tried to follow and fight.
Gomez pulls the trigger off the mark. De La Cruz with another rebound. Backing down Lester Reyes. Hook shot by Arf. No. But a whistle against Basilan. 2 free throws coming up for Art De La Cruz. Assist of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Ilagan, Isabela, when they're playing within the confines of their system, Javi, they are just so beautiful to watch.
Tama ka dyan, especially when their shots are falling down. And it's because also that they have been bucking down to work defensively, kaya nakakatakbo sila. Which gives them the confidence now to set up in their half court more worry-free. Mas wala na silang iniisip dahil alam nila nakakashoot naman sila. Kung hindi sila makashoot sa half court, they can rely on their defense to actually force turnovers and get those opportunities to score easily on the break, which they have been doing so well sa laro na to.
Because that has pretty much been the mantra from Coach Louie Gonzalez. Coach Rich Alvarez still searching for answers here for Basilan. Still trailing by 11. JR Oligario is now in. First appearance for JR after scoring 17 points against Muntinlupa. Oligario, bounce pass to Art De La Cruz. The handoff to AJ Miranda. The 10th assist from Ilagan Isabela as Miranda scores.
You think that he's already in a very deep spot without a very good opportunity to score, but he makes things work. That's the second time this game he's been able to do that.
Almost a steal. Cabagnot recovers. Concepcion. No. Miranda snags down the board. Ajem operating on the left side. Offensive foul against Art De La Cruz.
Yeah, he had a hit there on John Mahari.
John Mahari also inserted here in this game. Coach Rich
Medyo nagkakiskisan sila dun eh.
is seeking the right combination for the Sawhorse. Sherwin Concepcion, bounce pass to Alex. Cabagnot rises and puts it in.
Coach Rich still continues to try and explore what this small unit has in store for him sa laro na to. He feels like this combination of players with Sherwin Concepcion playing that 5 spot will be the antidote here against the Cowboys.
7 seconds sa shot clock ng Ilagan Isabela. Oligario, Mintis. Pasturan quickly to John Mahari. Mahari met by Dondon Gumaru, who gives up that foul. Past the halfway point of the second frame, Basilan has yet to find solid ground here because pretty much back and forth. They haven't broken through that 9-point barrier in terms of the lead.
And one problem that Basilan hasn't been able to solve in this game has been the length that Ilagan has been able to play with on both their first and second units.
Art De La Cruz will not force it. Alan Santos, hand off to Dennis Santos. Fake. Puts it on the deck. Ball stolen away by Basilan. And in transition, Dagangon connecting with Raymar Caduyak. Babasa siya mulit ng lamang. Basilan needs a stop. Can they find momentum here? Ilagan Isabela is at the moment having full control of this ball game. Mintis galing sa labas.
That's a good job by Basilan. They kept that ball as much as possible out of the shaded area mostly Ilagan had to deal with the rock moving just on top. Kaya wala magandang oportunidad for the Cowboys to score, which led to Basilan having this good opportunity on their side of the floor.
The pass there from John Mahari to Gab Dagangon. And finally, for Basilan, they further decreased this lead. It's down to 7, 29-22. Art de la Cruz, laban kay Sherwin Concepcion. And Concepcion will be whistled for that foul. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
These are the opportunities where Basilan has been able to get baskets. Pag nakukunan nila ng turnover, itong Ilagan, nakaka-score naman sila. But that has not been a lot in this game.
We have a timeout with 3 minutes and 21 seconds left. We'll be back after this short break.
Basilan's veteran guard Alex Cabagnot is back in action for just his third game after an ankle injury, and what a comeback it has been. Twice best player paagad siya in his return. It's been a great season so far, with a personal note for me because it's refreshing to play in a league where I get to visit different provinces and be closer to fans, he shared. Despite the spotlight, he remained humble, emphasizing that for their veteran-heavy team, it's always a collective effort. Cabagnot's leadership and composure have been huge for Basilan, proving that even after setbacks, he can still set the tone and steady the ship for the squad. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Lyra. I don't know if you noticed, but every time Alex is named the best player of the game, I think he has been a great ambassador for the MPBL. Because the way he has promoted the league every time he's getting interviewed at the end of the game, dahil hindi lang naman Basilan yung niyayaya niya, lahat ng fans ng MPBL. And that has really stuck in my head because of how at age 42, a lot of experience, he still has that mindset of promoting the league. And boy, napakahalaga yung contribution niya, not only for Basilan but for the MPBL as well.
I definitely agree. Yun naman ang kinagandahan ng not just Alex actually, but also guys like Arwin Santos, o yung ating mga former PBA players that we already consider legends. Yan ang that's what we are really grateful from them. It's the way that they are able to promote the league and still be able to be those guiding forces sa ating mga batang players, sa ating mga nagsisimula pa lang in their professional careers. For them to be able to show the way is certainly a very big boost, not just for us, but for the players here as well.
Dennis Santos off that pass from Agent Miranda after another turnover committed by the Basilan Star Horse. That was pretty much a 4-point swing. Alex Cabagnot against AJ Miranda. Cabagnot drives baseline, sneaks in the reverse, plus a foul.
It's definitely time for the crunch man to go to work here. Somehow take over here for the Star Horse. That screen was not possible there as Art de la Cruz was really pushing Arwin Santos out of the way. Kabagi decided that he would reject that screen and go baseline instead.
Chance to cut it to 6. Alex Cabagnot, not only the leader in terms of points and assists, second leading rebounder, most minutes played, and also the most steals in a game, 1.8. But missing the free throw, so this lead remains at 7. De La Cruz, Dave Ando, pupukol sa labas, Mintes. Cabagnot, nakuha yung rebound para sa Basilan. Wants to post up Gab Gomez. Fading away, Alex Cabagnot off the heel. And a push from behind from Gab Dagangon.
I don't think that was a very good shot coming from Alex. And I think he did not expect that Arwin Santos was going to be there to set a screen. I think he wanted to go full-on isolation against a smaller Gab Gomez. Eventually, he had to go for a rushed shot, which I thought they could have used the extent of their shot clock.
Basilan, 0 out of 1 from the line. Ilagan Isabela is 4 out of 6. Tumalip. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Eman Calo nagbabalik para sa Basilan. Papalitan muna si Gab Dagangon. 32-24. De La Cruz will get a breather with 2 minutes left in the first half. Arwin, hand off to Eman Calo. In front of him is Dennis Santos. The switch. Calo attacks Dave Ando. Bola na tapik ni Arwin. Got fouled and he puts it in. Bonus free throw coming up for the Spider-Man.
May not have that same vertical leap that he once had in his younger days, but the timing and the instincts on the glass still very much with the Spider-Man.
Younger days niya, yung elevation niya sa jump shot niya, grabe din.
Oo. Napakahirap supalpalin nung jump shot ni Arwin nung kanyang kabataan.
But he also misses the bonus free throw. So lead remains at 7. Mark Dyke. Not available there was Dave Ando for the pass. Eman Calo took advantage, snatching the ball away. Both teams in penalties, so Calo, an 84% free throw shooter, will shoot 2.
Let's see what happens here. Di masyado nagkaintindihan dun si Mark Dyke. That miscommunication brought about the turnover for the Cowboys, which Calo took advantage of.
Pasok yung unang free throw ni Eman Calo. Who's actually an 86.5% free throw shooter.
And he too will be counted upon here by Basilan to try and chip away at this advantage further. Sila talaga ni Alex Cabagnot ang inaasahan ni Rich Alvarez sa kanyang backcourt.
Gab Gomez at the controls. Kicks it out to Dave Ando. The handoff to TH Tumalip at the elbow. Kick out Dennis Santos. Fake. Foul against Basilan.
Yeah, he may have gotten a lot of ball there, but there was definitely a slap on the arm by Alex Cabagnot. What a heads-up play on the ball fake by Dennis to get Kabagi up in the air. May not really see it from that angle, but from where we're sitting at, I saw it getting hit on the wrist. Was the former Cebu player.
Dennis Santos, though, with Ilagan Isabela, only 16.7% from the line. And it turned out to be a good foul, but nobody boxing out Dennis Santos, which leads to this open free, but Tumalip could not convert. Concepcion was ahead, but wasn't able to control that pass from Eman Calo. 55.5 seconds left. Ilagan Isabela will sue for time, but their lead has been chopped down to 5, 33-28. Basilan was able to hold off the Sarangani Gripper in this match between two teams in the South. 86-79 was the final score.
In this game, Basilan was off to a good start and they never looked back in that game, giving Sarangani a dose of their own medicine. They were the better team from the outside. shooting 9 out of 21 from beyond the arc. And that was one of the main differences in that game, aside from the incredible defense that the Star Horse played in that game. Of course, we cannot discount the fact that Alex Cabagnot had a very nice performance sa laro na yon. He helped set the tone for their team sa kanilang game against Sarangani.
First stint for Coco Pinggoy. 10 seconds left on their shot clock. Dennis Santos, si Alex Cabagnot pa rin ang buwabantay sa kanya. And results into a turnover. Good defense by Alex. Much to the chagrin of Coach Louie Gonzalez, who did not like that setup. Timeout Basilan. 34.1 seconds remaining. We'll be back after the short break. A chance now for the Basilan Star Horse to cut this down to 3 or 2 if they make a free on this possession. Cabagnot, balik kay Raymar Caduyak. On the other side, Eman Calo, the cut by Arwin. Kick out. Concepcion open from the outside. Can't connect. Mark Dyke. Forward pass to J-Boy. Makoy Marcos is now in. Coco Pinggoy left it short.
Shot a little bit too early on that setup. They still had a few seconds on the clock. In fact, 7.7 seconds remaining here for Basilan to get the final shot of the quarter.
Coach Louie did not like that shot. Cabagnot. Santos leaning in. Arwin doesn't get the friendly bounce. And the first half comes to a close. Basilan, after trailing by double figures, they manage to chip away at the lead slowly here and now find themselves behind by 5, 33-28.
Welcome back to the MPBL. It is halftime of our second game between the Basilan Star Horse and the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. I'm Lyra Punsalan, and with us tonight is the assistant coach of Basilan Star Horse, Coach Melo Navarra. Coach, we see Basilan kind of struggle in that first half. How do you guys plan to counter Ilagan's defensive scheme so far?
Oh yeah, we really struggled, especially with our outside shooting because they were going under the screens and we were trying to jack up shots from the three. So we just have to adjust. Coming to the second half, we have to attack, be more aggressive in our offense.
And you guys have been emphasizing consistency. Paano nyo pa i-re-reinforce yung mindset na yun for the second half sa bench right now?
Well, we really have to be aggressive na. That's really the name of the game right now because we're going towards the playoffs. So it's all about who wants it more. So they played a lot of energy talking about Ilagan, but I'm sure we're going to come out stronger in the second half.
Any greetings, Coach Melo?
Well, of course, we'd like to greet the supporters of Basilan, of course, our big boss, Boss Jackson Chua, Madam Nix, And of course, lahat ng families and supporters, friends ng players namin, and then the coaching staff. So we honor them always.
Maraming salamat, Assistant Coach Melo Navarro of the Basilan Star Horse. The MPBL will be back.
Binalik na si Raymond Binuya. Binuya gets the steal. Igilos is with him and Jema is blocked! Raymond Gonzalez with a denial! Oh my! He caught him up top.
Clean block upstairs. Access denied by Raymond Gonzalez on Jemo Egilos.
Cabanag, they're speeding up the game now here, Caloocan. The kick out to Kasid. Attacks the closeout. Goes behind the back. A three from Cabanag.
Kung ako, didepensa ako sa ganyan, talaga mapapagod ako. You saw the way they were passing the ball from one place to another even without looking at each other.
But sa absolute wizardry,
Oh,
galing
yeah.
kay Kasid, ha? Saan napunta ang bola? Sabi ni Nem de la Cruz. Nandun pala sa corner para kay Jeremy Cabanag.
Kahit ako, mapapatalon ako sa silya ko sa ganun eh.
About it. There's a double team. The steal by Adlawan. Dolan. Look out. Oh! Dolan Adlawan drops the hammer. He's been waiting for that to happen. Dolan Adlawan for our Gixer. Great move of the game. Born for greatness. The interception and then the throwdown right here.
Perfect anticipation on the passing lane by Dolan Adlawan. I've been waiting to see this also for quite some time already.
Another good setup there for the Risers. He just couldn't knock it down, but that one's just pure handles and good finish for Kenny.
Dami niyang dinaanan doon. Roa Curva with a remarkable finish.
Ang mabigat doon, wala nakapigil.
And that was his offhand.
Yes. Right hand finish for a left hand player.
Gonzalez providing the pick. There's a switch. Ildefonso against Igilos. Dave, shot clock winding down. Ildefonso for two! What a shot! 23 in the game para kay Dave Ildefonso. And the degree of difficulty on this shot, Javi. Gixer, great move of the game. Born for greatness, absolutely unreal. Dave Ildefonso.
Jemo Egilos played the best defense he could on that play. Look at the challenge on the shot, but Ildefonso still able to make it, extending the lead back up to 13 for Abra.
Right now makes it on a layup. 4 points quickly rather, para dito kay ano.
Ooh! What a move! Escosio completes it! What a sequence for the Davao Occidental Tigers!
Man down on that move. Wow, and that between the legs by Salubre caught everyone sliding.
He wants an ISO up top. Hubert Cani gets to his spot. My goodness! Hubert Cani delivers here for Bataan.
Oh my goodness. Hubert Cani on a little one-on-one and a step back, elbow side. Looks good, goes in.
Mac Palio. Palio attacks middle.
Ooh.
Palio with a dipsy-do! We have a highlight from Mac Palio.
Well, finally, something that his highlight team could work with.
Yan kay Mac Palio, and he's loving it.
The tongue is out as well. Total battle in what kind of shot he would have taken.
Oduba with a reverse! Ang lalim ng dukot ni John Oduba and using some English for the finish right there.
Uduba certainly one of the X factors.
He took off on the other side and finished dun sa kabila.
A lot of credit, a lot of props to the Sheriff David Defonso for making that excellent dish.
Undersized compared to the other bigs, but he pretty much, to your point, looking.
Napakagandang galaw naman yon. Pinakita na naman tayo ni Mitchell Mines.
Mitch Minus never runs out of highlights here in Kamalig. Oh my goodness.
He has turned the Orion Sports Complex, his personal playground.
And the Risers are loving this version of Mitch Minus.
Kickser, great move of the game. Born for greatness.
Mitchell Minus. Oh my goodness. Yup and under. What a move.
Paging siya ay natuwa sa kanyang sariling galaw doon. Our halftime score, 28 for the Basilan Star Horse, 33 for Ilagan Isabela 5-Star Cowboys. Muli po Ken Pangilinan, Happy Palanya at courtside, Miss Lyra Punsalan joining you here in the second game of our Monday triple header. A low-scoring affair, Javi, although Basilan has yet to taste the lead. Ilagan had their biggest advantage at 13 points, but Basilan had that big run, 12-4 run at the closing stages of the second frame.
Kung titingnan mo nga yung mga numero, no, we expected this naman isang low-scoring ball game, but both teams really looking to push the pace. Ilagan has been just the more successful team. They got off to a good start. Kung makikita mo, +8 ang field goal attempts dito ng Basilan. And that's because they've had a lot more opportunities on the offensive glass with Arvin Santos coming in. Although they started with a smaller unit, Coach Rich Alvarez finally trying to make do with the taller guys that he has on his team to try and match up with the length that Ilagan continues to play with. It's just that a lot more guys have been really contributing here for Ilagan sa laro na to with AJ Miranda leading the way.
AJ Miranda so far 7 points. Nobody scoring in double figures just yet for either squad. TH Tumalip opens up the third with J-Boy Solis, Dondon Gumaro, Art De La Cruz, and AJ Miranda. De La Cruz gives it up to Dondon Gumaro. 5 under shot clock. Art bounce pass to Dondon Gumaro. Off the mark on that 3-point attempt. Sherwin Concepcion will track it down, will bring the ball up para dito sa Basilan. Kasama niya si Eman Calo, Alex Cabagnot, Arwin Santos, and Raymar Caduyak. Arwind from 20 feet won't go. To Malip with the board. Miranda getting past his initial defender. And 2 free throws coming up for AJM.
Such a strong take to the rack there for AJ Miranda. What good height he has for a point guard. Tight handle. Very courageous when he attacks the basket, but much smarter itong version nito ni AJ Miranda.
2 for 2 at the line so far, AJ Miranda. Team consultant, Miguel Capasio with Coach Louie Gonzalez. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Long-time partners na yan in the coaching scene. Ito si Coach Louie at si Coach Glenn.
Aatake sa loob si Eman Calo. Count it. And 1.
And making up for his foul that he committed earlier on AJ Miranda, took it upon himself to make sure na babawi talaga siya dito. Siya naman nakalampas dun sa kanyang defender na si Don Gumaru, who actually fell down, lost his balance, kaya he had no other recourse but to foul.
Let's learn more about what happened at the huddle from Lyra Ponsalan.
Eman Calo is proving once again that he's one of the most reliable guards in the league, known for his hustle and tireless energy. Eman shared that he takes pride in doing the little things that spark Basilan's offense and defense. Di naman ako superstar dito, palagi lang akong ready, lalo na pag kailangan ng team, at syempre enjoy at dapat masaya lang, he said with a grin. And true enough, his fearless drive, scrappy defense, and funny jokes have been huge for Basilan, especially now that every game counts. Back to you guys.
And it has rubbed up the right way para sa Basilan. They have cut it down to 3, 35-32. Calo the rebound, doing pretty much a little bit of everything para sa Basilan Star Horse. 8 points, 5 rebounds for Eman Calo. Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamit, free insulation for split type air conditioners.
It's a simple body check there by Raymar Caduyak. Nothing fancy to get the 2 points for the Star Horse. Or just down by a point here.
Calo though wasn't on balance when he went for the layup. Miranda, numbers here for Ilagan Isabela. But J-Boy could not hit it from the elbow. Chance to cut it to 1 or tie in this possession. Cabagnot. Oh, bully ball, but can't convert. Caduyak, good foul, preventing that fast break. Cabagnot wasn't happy with the non-call on the other side.
Yeah, that's why he was slow to get back down on defense. Caduyak had to give up that foul to help prevent a disadvantage in numbers on the defensive end.
AJ Miranda, papunta kay Art De La Cruz. Tumalip, balik kay AJ. 9 sa shot lock ng Ilagan Isabela. Miranda at the cross. Good defense by Sherwin Concepcion. The outlet, Eman Calo, but turns the ball over. Tumalip with a stop. DH. Pasa kay Miranda. Ajem floats it up. It will pop out.
Back-to-back misses para kay AJ Miranda.
Calo. The fake wraparound pass broken up by J-Boy Solis.
Ilagan wanted a carry there. I agree with them. That certainly came from the underneath part of the hand.
As he took more steps, Eman Calo. Ball will stay with Basilan Star Horse. Kabagnot pulls up, no whistle. Inside, Kaduyak off the glass and in, plus a foul.
Better effort, better energy being shown here at the start of the third quarter for the Basilan Star Horse. You see here, forced shot by Kabagnot. Still a lot of time on the shot clock. Kaduyak beating Tumalip to the basketball and going strong for the basket.
We are tied 35 apiece. Boss B, always supportive of Basilan. J-Boy, binigay kay Gab Gomez. Bantay niya si Raymar Kaduyak. De La Cruz and Santos having going at it from the get-go. Art this time escaping the defense of Arwin, but Kaduyak with a great help forcing the turnover.
Mas maganda na rin ang physicality na pinapakita dito ng Basilan. It is more intentional. When I say intentional, I mean it's really more to disrupt what Ilagan wants to do offensively and not just to be doing anything else unnecessary.
Santos jumper will not drop. Tumalip pulls the trigger. Ilagan Isabella's offense has been stymied here in the third.
A bunch of misses to open the period for the Cowboys.
Only 2 points. 4 minutes gone by already. Calo for the lead. Yes, sir! What a turnaround for Basilan. This is now a 22-6 run.
39-34 now. This is now a 5-point lead para sa kanila.
5:30 left. De La Cruz. Santos in his grill. Arf puts it back but can't get it to go. Arwin Santos on the move. Santos. Oh, bad pass. J-Boy 2-on-1 with Art De La Cruz and lays it up and in.
Just a terrible possession right there. Galing sa Basilan. Santos turning the ball over and allowing Ilagan to come back and score on their side of the floor.
39-36. Past the halfway point of the third quarter. Alex Cabagnot, one-on-one against J-Boy Solis. Cabagnot off the glass and in.
Now that is just sheer skill coming from the crunch man.
The leading scorer for Basilan, Alex Cabagnot, but other guys have chipped in nicely. Eman Calo leading the way with 11. De La Cruz to Tumalip, 4 seconds on their shot clock. TH Kaduyak keeping in step with him. Tumalip will not convert, gets it back, and his patience and perseverance getting rewarded there.
That is right, Ken. When you are the more desirable player when it comes to loose balls, 90% of the time you're going to end up with it.
Concepcion forcing the issue, got blocked by J-Boy Solis. Kaduyak gives up another foul, preventing the fast break. 41-38, Basilan now in the lead. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more games with 1xBet.
Fading away to the right side, off the glass. Terrific shot by Alex Cabagnot.
The Star Horse never led in the first half. They have seized control here with that 23-5 run, bridging back to the tail end of the second quarter. And they have really stopped the cracks of this Ilagan Isabela offense. Gomaru with a much-needed 3-point shot. Tabla ulit, 41 all. Cabagnot. 3.5 to go here in the third. Alex settles for a free off the heel. Rebound by John Mahari. Concepcion, right corner triple. Won't go. Mark Dyke off to the races. Skip pass, Don Gomaru. It will pop out. Mark Dyke inside. And just wanted it more was Mark Dyke. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Nice screen set by Alan Santos, allowing Gomaru the space to receive the pass and launch a shot. Gomaru has been one of the key contributors off the bench in his stint here with Ilagan the past few games.
There will be a review on that last foul, 41 all. And as expected, a very close game between these two teams, currently perched at the 8th spot in their respective divisions. They still have a good chance of getting into the playoffs outright without going through the play-in. Lalo Basilan, no? Just one game behind Binyan and Mindoro. 12 and 11 ang Basilan, 13 and 10 naman ang Mindoro and Binyan. It's an unsportsmanlike foul against the Basilan Star Horse.
That's a big call right there. And especially because we're tied right now.
On review, it was an
This could be
unsportsmanlike foul, number 8.
a call that could shift momentum back to the side of the Cowboys in a quarter where the Star Horse have been much more in control.
Binasahi yung ulo ni Mark Dyke.
Definitely no play on the basketball there by Sherwin Concepcion.
May balita muna tayo kay Lyra.
Mark Dyke of Ilagan is really showing why he embodies Coach Louis' culture of constant growth and hunger for improvement. I start in practice always looking for ways to level up my game, he said. Even as the regular season winds down, Mark knows the stakes are high and he's fully committed to pushing himself every drill, every possession para mas ma-improve pa niya ang team and himself. Consistency and self-discipline daw ang secret niya to stay ready for every big moment. An injury update for Consi Jervy Cruz. He's now seated in the dugout and unfortunately will not be returning to the game due to a stiffened right calf muscle. The team medical staff advised him to rest for the remainder of the matchup to prevent further strain. Back to you guys.
Nanigas yung calf muscle ni Jervy Cruz. That's an unfortunate development on the side of Basilan. Again, maraming salamat Lyra for that report. Mark Dyke certainly has shown improvement here like we've been telling time and time again since June pa lang. Increase production. Alex Cabagnot with that familiar leaner off the glass and in.
Talk about increased production. Cabagnot has certainly upped his numbers from the time he started this season till now, emerging as the leading scorer for the Star Horse.
Backdoor cut by Makoy Marcos. Got fouled by his former teammate in Benild, Jimboy Pastoran. Palitan ng tao for Basilan. Short-handed sila at the front line.
That's going to be more minutes for Arvin Santos. Usually Jervy Cruz would come in at this point. But Coach Rich has no other recourse but to extend the Spider-Man's playing time in this game.
Makoy Marcos, good on the first free throw. Has been in and out of the rotation of Coach Louis Gonzalez. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Maganda yung naging season ito with Muntinlupa eh. When he played with Alfred Flores, who will play later on for Bataan against Parañaque. As Marcos and John Bahari getting entangled. Makoy will be called for that foul.
And Coach Louis was very high on McCoy Marcos, aside from the fact that he was part of that Benil Blazers team that Coach Louis went up against when he was coaching JRU. Isa rin siya sa mga naging player ni Coach Mixon Ramos who coached Muntinlupa last season. Kaya malaki ang tiwala na kunin ito si McCoy Marcos for this Cowboy squad.
Enzo Hoson, binigay kay Arwin Santos. That familiar jumper from the top of the key will not work this time. Gab Dagangon tracks it down. Enzo Hoson has yet to score. Arwin, kick out. Hoson, free, off. Fight for the rebound. It ends up with the oldest guy on the floor but got rejected by Mark Dyke.
Oh, stepped on the sideline there.
Tabla tayo, 43 apiece.
What if you're Coach Rich, you like the effort being shown by the 5 guys on the floor, really trying to beat every green shirt to the loose ball, even Arwin Santos.
Mark Dyke, binalik muna kay Gab Gomez. Popping out is Dondon Gumaru. Nakabantay sa kanya si Enzo Hoson this time. McCoy Marcos inside. Niluwa yung kanyang tira. Arwin Santos on the move. Arwin passes it out to Jimboy. Pasturan, no whistle. And it will stay with Basilan.
That's good transition defense shown by the Cowboys. If you're Ilagan, you like that it's Arwin Santos bringing that ball down. That means less control. That means less opportunity for a good pass to happen dahil kahit naman during his heyday, Arwin Santos was really not made to bring the ball down a lot, especially in fast break situations.
Nasaloy ng pasa ni Alex Cabagnot. Pasturan, stepping back for free. Off to the right, Arwin Santos with another rebound. One guy that we haven't seen or is not in uniform today as Gab Dagangon scores para sa Basilan is Adi Santos.
Yeah, he could have been a very important piece in this game, especially against a very hard-working and energetic Ilagan crew.
Dondon Gumaru. He will get the friendly bounce. That's his second free of the ball game.
Gumaru providing that muscle in the outside shooting para dito sa Cowboys.
Balik ang lamang sa Ilagan Isabela. 46-45. Cabagnot. Time winding down in the third. Alex flips it up. No go, but a foul will be whistled against Gab Gomez.
That is experience on display there coming from Kabagi. Beat Gab Gomez with a step. Was able to keep Gab a little bit on his backside and went up for the shot as soon as he fell. Niramdaman niya muna kung nasan si Gab dun so that he could be whistled for a foul.
Miranda will replace McCoy Marcos. Here was the move earlier by Alex Cabagnot.
No, kaya lang di niya masyado nakita yung moment kung saan sa babagsak. And see how he was able to still tell Gab Gomez, it's okay, it's my fault.
The amicable Alex Cabagnot. Basilan, 4 out of 6 from the line. Makes good on the first free throw. Tabla ulit, 46 all. Alex, 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. 5 points here in the third. Make that 6 of 10 here in quarter number 3. Basilan reclaiming the lead. Last possession for Ilagan Isabela. Ajem on a run. Miranda to beat the buzzer. Yes, sir! It's close, but I think it will count.
He had 2 seconds on the clock and he dribbled that ball 2 times. 1, 2, flipped it up right in the nick of time. Again, another tough angled shot galing kay AJ Miranda.
And giving the lead back to the Cowboys. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Emancano came to life in the third quarter, scoring now up to 11 points para sa kanya. He joins forces with Alex Cabagnot in this period. Don Gumaro, as I mentioned earlier, providing that muscle from the outside, which the Cowboys have badly needed in this game. They've only managed to score 4 3-point shots sa laro na to out of 16 attempts, while Basilan also struggling from that area sa laro na to. But expect this to go down the wire as Ilagan only leads by 1 heading into the fourth.
It's always fun here in Orion, dito po sa Amalig. Gixer, fan of the game, born for greatness. Happy to have you with us here on a Monday night dito po sa Orion, Bataan. 48-47 ang ating score. Lamang ang Ilagan Isabela after AJ Miranda was able to get the basket just in the nick of time. But Basilan will start the fourth with the possession, but immediately coughing it up, Mark Dyke with a steal. See the quarter scoring. Ilagan Isabela got off to a hot start, led by as many as 13. But Basilan slowly was able to chip away at the lead. In fact, led by 3 points in the third, before that basket by AJ Miranda. Mahari. Susugurin yung depensa ni AJ Miranda, and he will lay it up and in.
He just gave AJ a dose of his own medicine there. Made sure na binaon niya muna yung depensa with a bump, giving him a little leeway to get that shot off.
AJ Miranda with Art De La Cruz, Mark Dyke, Don Gumaru, and Gab Gomez. Gumaro pulling up. Mahari again, off to the races. Mahari nagmamadali. The pass to Gab Dagangon. Fading away, can't get it to go. Quickly on the other side, AJ Miranda rejected by Arwin Santos. Mark Dyke this time. Getting past John Mahari. Sent back to the friend zone again since Arwind.
The Spider-Man still showing us great capability in guarding the basket. 2 straight rejections coming from Arwin Santos. Wagging that index finger.
Former UAP MVP. Multiple times has been part of the defensive team in the UAP and the PBA. To si Arwin Santos. Basilan getting a jolt from Arwin. They're up by 1. Mahari as well. That time blocked by AJ Miranda though. Good help defense here by AJ Miranda. He swats that ball loose. Olegario, pinalik na dito ni Coach Louie Gonzalez. Hoping to light a fire underneath nitong Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Both teams have numerous blocks in this game. Concepcion Nilua. Miranda on the move. AJ Miranda off the glass and in.
He is just a huge freight train running downhill. So tough to stop.
12 puntos para kay AJ Miranda. Balik ang lamang sa Ilagan Isabela. Kaduyak, umikot. Nasupalpal ni J-Boy Solis. Olegario will not force it. Miranda, siya rin iikot, and he will be the one who will score for the Cowboys. Back-to-back baskets from AJ Miranda. Gixer, great move of the game. Born for greatness.
He got Mahari a little off guard there. Di niya masyadong in-expect na pupunta sa kanyang scoring ways ito si AJ Miranda on that particular possession. Maybe he expected Ilagan to settle with setting it up, but that's not what happened.
Nandito pa rin po tayo sa Kamalig in Orion Sports Complex in Bataan. Fan outfit of the game is brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Muli po Ken Panglinan with Javi Palanya at courtside. We have Miss Lyra Punsalan. Good size crowd here in anticipation of the match later on for the One Bataan Risers kalaban ng Paranaque Patriots. Head of Operations, Emoreta. In between is Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, and on his left, Head of Security, Rudy Distrito. 52-49. Eman Calo returns. Mahari to Sherwin Concepcion. In front of him is Art De La Cruz. Skip pass to Eman Calo. Wants to post up J.R. Olegario. Eman Calo fading away off the glass. And Eman Calo just in the nick of time.
Wala namang gagawa doon si J.R. Olegario. He did all that he could defensively there, but Calo relying on his height advantage to get that shot off.
13 points for Eman Calo. 52-51. Miranda. The switch by Concepcion. Turn around. AJ Miranda has scored the last 6 points for the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys.
He's been on a tear in all of those baskets coming near the basket.
Offensive foul against Calo.
That's how bothersome J.R. Olegario can be on the defensive end. Very pesky defender. Although he may not have the height, he will play with a lot of heart. Very clear here. See that left arm hitting the front of his face. Meanwhile, Miranda drop step and then the push shot fading away to the right side. The much more improved AJ Miranda starting here for the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys.
Enzo Hozon is the one tasked to guard him now. De La Cruz gives it up to Ajem. Goes downhill. Solis to Art De La Cruz. 4 under shot clock. Olegario. Supalpal. Inabot kay Raymar Kaduyak. Kaduyak does not have the numbers. Will skip it to Alex. Cabagnot for free. And that will count. Oh, Mahari got teed up. As he was complaining on that last foul call after Cabagnot nailed this 3-point shot.
Yeah, watch, there was a takedown there by Mahari. And then see what transpired after that. I think Mahari even wanted Olegario to be called for a foul, but it was really Mahari who was the culprit on that sequence. Eh kung titingnan mo nga yung play na yun, he should have been called for a loose ball foul. And this technical foul because of continuous complaining. So it should have been 2 fouls straight for John Mahari. There you see him trying to argue with the referee. I don't know why he's still trying to plead a case there dahil nakita nyo naman sa replay. Very clear, it was Mahari who took down Olegario.
Basilan thinks otherwise, so they will use their coach's challenge here.
Interesting. Very interesting.
All right. We'll find out if they're correct. This is a crucial call. 5 minutes and 48 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And that stops the momentum a bit para sa Basilan after Alex Cabagnot tied the ball game up with that free. All right.
The challenge has been nullified.
Nullified. Dahil hindi pwede challenge. Is that it?
Well, the evidence might be inconclusive. That's usually one of the grounds to nullify a coach's challenge.
Mahari will be replaced. So technical free throw will be given to DH Tumalip. DH has struggled here for Ilagan, and that continues. He misses free throw.
Free throws have now piled up in misses for the Cowboys in this game, only shooting 8 out of 16.
Basilan with 3 team fouls. Ilagan, their next foul will put Basilan at the line. Or actually, wala pang team foul pala ang Ilagan Isabela. So they haven't fouled yet. With good defense without fouling itong Ilagan. But Olegario fails to convert on that 3-point shot. 54 all. Concepcion, entry pass to Kaduyak as he tried to take advantage of that size mismatch against Jer Olegario.
And that's going to signal Coach Louis Gonzalez to reinsert Gab Gomez in this game to avoid those cross matches like that. They cannot afford for Basilan to take advantage of those mismatches inside the paint.
Alex, up top. Arwin at the elbow, balik kay Cabagnot. 6 on the shot block. Cabagnot moves left. Fight for the rebound. Napunta kay Enzo Hoson. Kaduyak for the lead. Too strong. Miranda. Stop in his tracks by Enzo Hoson. Good job in transition by Enzo. Stopping that fast break. DH to Gab Gomez. Drives baseline. Oh, what a pass, but Santos with his third block. Great recovery from Arwind.
He may not be scoring a lot in this game, only with 4 markers, but he already has 11 rebounds and 3 shot blocks.
Steal here for the Cowboys. Gomez, cross court. Miranda in the paint. Pass to Art De La Cruz. Count it, plus a foul.
What composure being shown down the stretch here by AJ Miranda. Did not force up a shot. Saw that De La Cruz was in his peripheral on the right side. Decided to give it up at the last moment.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Art De La Cruz has been a bit silent here in this game. Not really much scoring the basketball, but does have 10 rebounds and 4 assists. Mintis nga lang yung free throw. Santos comes away with it for Basilan. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the fourth. Alex drives, flips it up and in. Cabagnot with 15. Tabla na naman. Miranda pupukol sa 3. Not even close. Not really a shot.
Yeah, that's not a shot you want Agent taking, especially with still a lot of time on the shot clock.
Kaduyak one-on-one against J-Boy Solis. Oh, Raymar Kaduyak had the angle on that gorgeous finish.
Impressive shot-making ability. Going to the basket there, galing kay Raymar Caduyak. Caduyak usually a reliable outside shooter, being given space by J-Boy Solis, but still decided to go to the rack.
Inside, De La Cruz to Solis. The flyby, puts it up. No good. Rebound number 12 for Arwin Santos. Actually, 14.
Oh, 13 rebounds.
Okay, 13 rebounds pa lang pala. 58-56. This game has featured 5 lead changes, 8 deadlocks. Or actually, 5 deadlocks, 8 lead changes. 58-56. Caduyak will get a much-deserved rest. This is a very small lineup now for Basilan. Arwin Santos playing that center spot. Cabagnot getting past Gab Gomez.
Simple, no frills, nothing fancy. Just going to a strong side there. Alex Cabagnot making a big shot once again for the Star Horse.
2.5 to go here in the fourth. Gumaru to Mark Dyke. Gives it up to Gab Gomez. Shot clock winding down. Mark Dyke with a deep seal and a foul given up by Enzo Hoson.
Excellent recognition. Pressure of the shot clock winding down did not get to Gab Gomez. Instead, he was looking at who to pass to, and he saw that Dyke only had Hoson on him.
Free throws have been a problem for the Cowboys. Only 9 out of 18 from the line. Mark Dyke with a big free throw though. Naibaba niya sa 3 ang lamang. Itong free throw na ito ay atid sa atin ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Sablay yung pangalawa. Eman Calo, balik kay Enzo Hoson. Cabagnot, who had only 4 points in the first half, coming up with 13 here in the last 2 quarters. Eman Calo, big three-pointer! Last 2 minutes of the game. Mark Dyke inside. Free for that deuce. 63-59.
Now this is the 2-2-1 zone press that will go down to 1-3-1 that Ilagan has gone through multiple times here in the second half.
Calo binabantayan ni Gumaru. Eman, another 3-point attempt. It will bounce out. Gab Gomez whips it to Mark Dyke. Dennis Santos, bothered by a double team. Ball stolen away by Enzo Hoson. A minute and 12 left in regulation. Alex, Dennis Santos in front of him. Basilan with 7 steals compared to 8 naman for Ilagan Isabela. Alex Cabagnot drives baseline. Oh! Had that tough angle, but had the wits in English to will that one through.
Oh boy, what an incredible shot make by the Crunchman. Santos was trying to keep in step with him all the way to the hoop. Took it to the other side with a much more difficult attempt. Was able to use that offhand to keep Santos from getting in front of him. But still, the magnitude of the difficulty of the shot was still top level. It was so hard to make, but still Cabagnot able to drain it.
Paranaque waiting in the wings. They will take on the home team later on, the One Bataan Risers. There's a huge reason why Alex Cabagnot is called the Crunchman. And we saw that earlier. Parang nanlaki yung mata niya nung nakita niya si Dennis Santos, and he seized the moment with a tough reverse. Crafty as always. $65-59. Something's happening on sa ating okay.
I think malakas yung hangin sa labas.
Ano pala, no? Matindi pala yung ulan sa labas, no?
Kaya pumapasok yung tubig, kaya nababasa yung court natin.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. I think
Somebody's gotta keep guard on that door. Dahil bumubukas talaga siya ng kusa. Eh.
And we hope that all of you people are safe. I think meron nang nag-announce na rin ng suspension ng work and classes. Again, we'll pause for a break. We'll be back after this. Back with us here at Orion, in Orion, Bataan, Coach Louie Gonzalez mapping out a play. His team though down by 6, 53.4 seconds left. They need to make a quick basket. Don Gumaru was caught stepping on the sideline.
Clearly stepping out of bounds there. And that was such a crucial mistake considering the amount of time that they had to prepare for that possession. And also the importance for them to make a basket. dun sa play na yun. They're currently down by 6 points. That would have cut it down to maybe 4 or 3. And now they need to make a stop here. All is not lost para sa kanila, but they definitely need a stop here. But they decide to go for the foul. That's still one more foul to give for the Cowboys. So I believe they're also going to try to go for the steal once again on this play.
So Mahari will be replaced by Raymar Kaduyak. Small ball handlers here for Basilan. Hoson with Gumaro in his grill gets past the half-court line. Ilagan, Isabela coaching staff wants some more pressure. Calo with Dyke trying to keep in step. Eman Calo forcing it up and in. How about that? 8-point lead. Gab Gomez to Art De La Cruz for 3. Off. Dyke gets it. Time not underside. De La Cruz reloads. Short. Makoy Marcos gets it. Count it plus a foul. Makoy Marcos able to persevere. And a free throw coming up to cut it to 5.
And look at this. This was the rebound by Makoy Marcos off the second miss by Art De La Cruz. But just a lot of clock shaved off from the game here that may cost Ilagan the game.
Makoy will miss. Fight for the rebound. Calo ends up with it. In a corner, Eman Calo. And penalty ng Ilagan Isabela. 2 free throws coming up. 8 seconds to go. Ay, di, may isa pa. Still one more. That was their last foul to give. They need to foul again to send Basilan to the line. But they do a good job as the Star Horse, after trailing by as many as 13 points in the first half, able to pull a comeback here and stunning the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. And boy, Arwin Santos with a vintage performance. Cabagnot once again leading them in scoring, and very impressive from those two veterans. Our best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Arwind held down the fort defensively with his interior defense, protecting the basket, pulling down rebounds. He ensured that Basilan would get these kinds of possessions that would enable the Star Horse to turn to the crutch man, Alex Cabagnot, to hit a bevy of huge shots in the fourth quarter.
15 of his 19 points coming in the second half. Basilan holding off Ilagan Isabela 67-61. Let's go courtside to Lyra.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am with the Crunch Man. Of course, Alex, wow, you are unstoppable. Back to back to back. Best Player Award at age 42. How do you feel right now?
First and foremost, I want to thank everybody here in Bataan. Yung mga MPBL fans na pumunta dito sa Bataan, especially everybody watching on YouTube and on Facebook. Maraming salamat for your support. And, TikTok muna tayo, pre! TikTok muna tayo. Well, just tired. But I'm glad we won. Boss Jax was here. He gave us full support. So, kailangan namin siya talaga suklian with a victory. But the team that we played against are so tough. They're fighting for a playoff spot also. So, maganda yung environment. I hope everybody enjoyed. And yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, and with how consistent you guys have been for your 3-game winning streak, now you have more chances to go higher in the standings. How important is this win for you?
We're just going to take it every game at a time. I think that's how they say it. And we're going to just continue praying to the Lord that we keep our team, my teammates, are injury-free, and sana makatulong kami collectively for our main goal.
And Alex, do you have any more special mentions or shout-outs?
To my daughter Star, I love you. And to everybody in Phil Nation Qatar, Doha. We're having a volleyball camp there. I hope everybody from Qatar, Doha will be there and get your slots. It's limited. Last time I checked, it was 90%. Ano na, so register, please register. Si Alyssa Valdez nandun. And Coach Kung Fu.
All right, thank you so much and congratulations, Alex Cabagnot of the Basilan Star Horse. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lyra. Congratulations to Basilan as they move up the ladder in the south. Up next, Parañaque will take on the One Bataan Risers here in our third game. Keep it here on the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.